अस्सलाम वालेकुम अज़ीज़ तलबा व तालिबात। 12th इंग्लिश मार्च 2024 गेस्ट पेपर है। चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। सेक्शन 1 प्रोज रीडिंग फॉर कॉम्प्रहेंशन लैंग्वेज स्टडी समरी एंड माइंड मैपिंग। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का ये है, रीड द एक्सट्रैक्ट एंड कंप्लीट द एक्टिविटीज़ गिवन बिलो। It was more than an hour, and I was still there searching for a suitable tree to climb and get secured. Turn back to the trail you left, my mind was telling me, but there were no signs of the trail. I had no other way to climb the hillock before me. There were more hillocks and more around the one I was standing near. My feet were the dried up droppings of sloth bear. The sloth bear of Umbarzara must be out in open sniffing for food. I cautioned myself, thinking of averting all sorts of eventuality. I made a move. I ran down the hillock that I had climbed up at a frantic speed. The west was to my right hand side now. The evening breeze flew through my wet curled hair. My stomach was itching. I kept walking in hope. After around 50 steps, I found a bright red soil trail. I found my silver lining on this trail. There were marks of bicycle wheels on this trail. That was a big consolation for me. There must be a village nearby. I reassured me myself. More questions resurfaced. How far is the village and where? In which direction? I climbed one more hillock and tried to locate signs of human civilization. My legs were trembling as I reached the top of the hill. I jumped with joy. I heard the sounds of people talking in the loudspeaker in a jiffy. I ran down the hill towards the sound with full vigor. I stumbled and fell down, saw droppings of blue bulls nearby, stood up, and decided which direction to move on. The signs of civilization were visible. The teeny sleepy village of Pitazari was visible through the green woods. The lantern of Rajiram Bhalavi's farm, the loudspeaker installed for Keshav Bhalavi's marriage, all were in clear sight. Turn left to spot the village lake and familiar hillock. Sui Hudaki, the dog, barked to welcome me to the village. The first thing I did was to take a bath. The shaking of limbs had lessened a bit. The stomach ache started again, ate to the full, and then slumped onto the cot, laying awake looking at the star-studded sky. I spoke to myself, there still exists a jungle where we can get lost. Isn't this our good luck? Complete the given web. Signs of the vicinity of the village. A2 complex factual activity. Write 4 sentences that show that the writer was frightened. A3 interference, interpretation, analysis. Explain what is called silver lining of trail by the writer and why. A4 personal response. Describe how you relax at the end of a tiring day. A5 language study. Do as directed. First, I found a bright red soil trail. Rewrite beginning with a. Second, I had no other way to climb the hillock before me. Rewrite as an affirmative sentence. A6 vocabulary. Choose the correct phrases, expressions from those given in the brackets and fill in the blanks. Time and again, to one's heart's content, frantic speed in a jiffy. All their educational problems were sorted out because of the funds given by an NGO. Raj run at a dash to catch the train. First answer A1. The signs of the vicinity of the village, the lantern of the farm, marks of a bicycle wheel, droppings of the blue bulls, the sounds of people talking in a loudspeaker. A2. The evening breeze flew through my wet curled hair. Second, my stomach was aching. Third, my legs were trembling. Fourth, the shaking of limbs had lessened a bit. A3. The writer had lost his way in the jungle and was desperate to find a village and civilization. Then he found a bright red soil trail with the marks of a bicycle wheel on it. These marks showed that there was a village nearby. To the frightened and desperate writer, this was like a silver lining. A4. At the end of a tiring day, I picked up a nice book or watch a good film on TV or Netflix. This relaxes me completely. If I go to sleep without this preparation, I am too tired and do not go get good sleep. But if I spend half an hour or so unwinding, I really feel relaxed and sleepy. A5. First, a bright red soil trail was found by me. Second, This was the only way I had to climb the hillock before me. A6. All their educational problems were sorted out in a jiffy because of the funds given by an NGO. Second, Raj ran at a frantic speed to catch the train. Question number one का B है language study do as directed transformation of sentences. Revenue was obtained through advertising at a question tag. How impossible it is rewrite as an assertive sentence. I also solicit contributions from the children right using the infinitive of the underlined word. B2 spot the error in the given sentences and rewrite the correct sentence. B1 का आंसर है revenue was obtained through advertising wasn't it. Second, it is really impossible. Third, I also ask children to contribute. B2, we should not use plastic bags as they are non-biodegradable. Non-textual grammar do as directed. Both the parents have signed this agreement in haste. Identify the correct passive voice. इसका आंसर है दिस एग्रीमेंट हैज़ बीन साइंड इन हेस्ट बाय बोथ द partners. Second, I asked my sister what can I do for you in this matter. इसका आंसर है I asked my sister what I could do for her in that matter. Third, as soon as he left the house, he met with an accident. इसका आंसर है no sooner did he leave the house than he met with his an accident. B2, spot the error in the given sentence and rewrite the correct sentence. She has been worked in this office since 1996. She has been working in this office since 1996. Question number 2, read the following extract and complete the activities given below. The government of India is encouraging medical tourism in the country by offering tax benefits and exports incentives to the participating hospitals. Efforts are being made to standardize procedures and to guide foreign patients to select the hospitals most suited to their needs. Meanwhile, several private hospitals are seeking to take advantage of the booming medical tourism industry and are investing hugely in acquiring equipments and skills. However, medical tourism carries some risk that locally provided medical care does not. Some countries like India, Malaysia, and Thailand have very different infectious diseases rarely found in Europe and North America. Exposure to diseases without having built up natural immunity can be a hazard for weak individuals, especially with respect to gastrointestinal disease like hepatitis A, amoebic dysentery, which could slow down the recovery process. Also, medical tourists may be at risk from mosquito transmitted diseases, influenza, and tuberculosis. The quality of post operative care can also vary dramatically depending upon on the hospital and the country. Finally, after returning home, a patient has a limited contact with their surgeon. This may make it difficult to deal with many complications that may arise later, such as delayed infection. A1 का आंसर है इन्फेक्शन ऑफ डिसीजेस पॉसिबल थ्रू मेडिकल टूरिज्म. इन्फ्लुएंजा, ट्यूबरक्लोसिस, माइक्रोबियल डिसीज, डिसेंट्री, हेपेटाइटिस A2 का आंसर है बिल्डिंग अप नेचुरल इम्यूनिटी इज मस्ट फॉर ऑल बिकॉज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ मेडिकल टूरिज्म कैन नॉट बी मच सक्सेसफुल इन इंडिया. फर्स्ट का आंसर है द इम्यून सिस्टम इज द बॉडीज वे ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिंग इटसेल्फ फ्रॉम द इन्फेक्शन एंड डिसीज. It fights everything from cold and flu viruses. Building up natural immunity is must for all because exposure to diseases without having a built up natural immunity can be a hazard. The concept of medical tourism cannot be much successful in India because the government must prioritize quality and affordable health care, not just for medical. A3, complete the following. Medical tourism, positive and negative aspects. We need to promote the concept of wildlife tourism. Wildlife tourism brings together humans and wildlife through varied encounters. Early definitions separated consumptive from non-consumptive on the basis of the human-wildlife interaction. Wildlife tourism refers to the observation and interaction with the local animal and plant life in their natural habitats. It encompasses segments such as ecotourism, safari tours, and mountain tourism, among others. Wildlife watching tourism occurs mainly in protected areas. A5 language study. Government of India is encouraging medical tourism in the country. इसका आंसर है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज़ encouraged medical tourism in the country. This may make it difficult to deal with any complication. Model auxiliary. This will make it difficult to deal with any complication. Identify the words from the passage. Growing immensely, enormously, threat, peril, hazard, obtaining, gaining, able to approach, reach, proceed. Summary writing. Government of India promoting medical tourism. The government of India is encouraging medical tourism in the country by offering tax benefits and export incentives to the participating hospitals. Medical visas are being cleared quickly without any hassles. The government of India issues medical visas to every medical tourist, and this visa can also be extended for over a year. This extended time of visa enables the patients to visit 3 times in a year, and these patients can also be accompanied by a relative or friend at the time of medical tour to India. Mind mapping. Nature is a great teacher and a guide. Complete the mind map as instructed. Nature teaches the hard times do not last forever, to accept change. Most importantly, to be humble. Nothing is impossible to achieve. Never to stop discovering. Section second, poetry section. Read the following extract and complete the activities. Canst hear said one, the breakers roar, for methinks we should be near the shore. Now where we are, I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. They hear no sound, the swell is strong, though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock, who cries it's the Inchcape rock. Sir Ralph the rover tore his hair, he cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in every side, the ship is sinking beneath the tide. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing his knell. Rearrange the following incidents as per their occurrence in the poem. First, the mariner wished to hear the Inchcape bell. Second, the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. Third, Ralph the rover heard one dreadful sound. Fourth, Sir Ralph the rover cursed himself in despair. Complete the tree diagram to describe the reasons of sinking the ship. He said he could not say they were near which shore, but wished he could hear the Inchcape bell. There was no sound as the ship was pulled along by the strong waves in the darkness. Suddenly the vessel shuddered as it struck something violently. At once it was clear they had run into those terrible Inchcape rocks. The rover cursed himself and raged helplessly. The ship shattered and slowly sank in the last moments of his life. The pirate fearfully imagined he heard the bell. He felt it was the devil's ringing his knell from hell where he was sure to go. Accept any reasonably correct answer. Poetic devices, inversion, composing lines. A3. Ralph must have been terrified of the possible crash and sure death of everyone on board. He did not know where his ship was located. He was wondering if they were going to crash on the Inchcape rock. He had ensured his own destruction and death by cutting the bell. He must have regretted this wicked act of his. A4 का first है on the deck, the rover takes his stand. Inversion. The order of the words in the sentence has been rearranged for poetic effect. A5 है I meet the sky far away, brothers of the same color. I mirror his white woolly sheep and birds. I pull and push deep down or sometimes upwards. In my cool world, small and big creatures softly slither. Appreciation, afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road, healthy free the world before me, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. Henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper nor postpone no more, need nothing, done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism. Strong and content, I travel the open road, the earth that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. Song of the Open Road इसका appreciation है. Song of the Open Road by American poet Walt Whitman is an extract from his book Leaves of Grass. It is about optimism, energy, and confidence. The road here signifies mobility and freedom. The poem is in free verse. This gave the poet great freedom in choosing words that convey the traveler's feelings more aptly. There is no regular meter or rhyme scheme, but there are many other poetic devices and figures of speech like repetition, transferred epithet, paradox, and others. Whitman does not believe in staying in one place for long. He tells us indirectly to be self confident and reliant and explore the world using our abilities and the available opportunities. There should be no complaints, criticism, or excuses for one's inaction. The road in the poem does not mean only a road to travel, it is a metaphor for the road of life, along which we must travel happily, leaving the past behind but not forgetting it. I like the poem as it inspires me to positive, to go ahead in my life with interest and enthusiasm, without complaints or expectations of help. Section 3, Writing Skill. Complete the activities as per the instructions given below. Attempt any one of the following activities: drafting virtual message, statement of purpose. You have a special interest in journalism. You are planning to go for a degree course in mass communication. Rama, Asif, Rachna, and Arav are participating in a group discussion. The evaluator has given them a topic. Teenagers are more inclined towards junk food nowadays. Write suitable dialogue for each participant giving his her opinion on the topic. ये ग्रुप डिस्कशन का पार्ट है. एवेलुएटर, यू हैव all been given a few minutes to think on your topic for today's group discussion, which is teenagers are more inclined towards junk food. You may now begin the discussion. Who would like to start? Rama, Asif, Arav, Rachna. Rama, I think I will. In my opinion, it is very true. Junk food leads to obesity, and we find more obese teenagers around nowadays. Asif, I am afraid I can't agree with that statement. Most of the teenagers in our college look quite fit and active. Arav, I think we must see the issue in a wider perspective. The inclination towards junk food among teenagers is a worldwide phenomenon. One can't jump to a conclusion by just looking around and citing a few examples in our college. Attempt any one of the following activities: email writing. Write an email in the proper format to a friend who has moved from his or college village to the city and is finding it difficult to cope with his or her changed life. Suggest ways for him to open himself, herself, and to adjust in a better way to the situation. To Ankit PP about xyzmail.com. Subject: Welcome to Mumbai. Dear Ankit, hi there. How are you? I heard from Sumit yesterday that you have moved to Mumbai for your education and are staying with your uncle and aunt. Ankit, Sumit also mentioned that you were finding it difficult to adjust in Mumbai. That is natural. I know that the crowds and noise here are terrible compared to your village. Believe me, you will soon get used to it. Just think of the opportunities you are getting. I know you will handle the studies very well. What you may find a bit difficult is adjusting to the boys and girls around you. Try to find intelligent and serious students like you in your class. Hang out with them, go with them occasionally to the canteen and to the movies. Laugh and talk with them, but, and I don't have to tell you this, don't compromise on your studies and don't develop any bad habits. I too have boys in my friend circle who have come from small towns and villages, so I know exactly how you feel. Feel free to contact me and anytime you wish to, or if you need my any help, give me regards to your aunt and uncle. Bye for now, your loving friend XYZ. Report writing. Your college has celebrated 75th anniversary of our national independence. Drafting interview questions. One of the ex students from your college has recently been selected for the prestigious NDA. He is especially invited to motivate the aspiring students of your junior college. Imagine yourself as an interviewer and prepare a set of 8 questions. Interview questions. Why do you want to join the army, navy, or air force? Why do you want to join NDA and not rather enjoy your life in a college and then come through CDS entry? Which regiment would you want to join and why? Who is inspiration behind your success? What if we don't recommend you? What kinds of efforts have you taken to join NDA? How do you prepare for the NDA? Who helped you to join NDA? What message you want to give to our students? Attempt anyone speech writing. You are an active member of an NGO working for water conservation. Prepare a speech for the School of World Environment Day. Good morning everyone, I am Abdul Sattar representing here class 12th is going to deliver a short speech on the environment. The environment is precious and has existed to enable humans to thrive in a remarkable state. For our basic needs, we are dependent upon the environment. It is imperative that we safeguard the health of our planet at this critical juncture. Among the challenges we face are climate change, deforestation, pollution, and biodiversity loss. No matter how small our actions are, they can have a significant impact on the world. All the resources of nature, from forests to oceans and soil to air, we must conserve. To sum it up, always remember that the gifts and blessings which nature endows on us are priceless. It is rather essential to conserve them all for a better future and life for all. The theme will focus on solutions to plastic pollution under the campaign Beat Plastic Pollution. I request all the students and individuals to plant more trees and preserve our nature. Thank you for listening. Compare welcoming the guest introduction, felicitation, important speeches, concluding remarks, vote of thanks. Expand the following idea about 100 to 150 words with the help of the points given below. Where there is a will, there is a way. Meaning of the word will. Example from history. Any other points. If we have a strong will or determination, we will generally succeed and get what we want in life. This is especially true when we face setbacks or come across obstacles in life. If we give up easily, we will never reach our goal. History is full of examples of those who have succeeded because of their determination. Hillary and Tenzing conquered Mount Everest after many initial steps. They were determined to do so and did not give up in spite of setbacks and failures. Marie Curie went through great problems and difficulties while performing the experiments to discover radium, yet she did not give up. Sudha Chandran was determined to dance again in spite of her accident, which left her with an artificial leg. We obtained independence from the British merely because of our determined and concentrated efforts. If we had given up, we would have still been the slaves of Great Britain. Thus, whenever things are difficult and we feel like giving up, we must remember these great examples and work hard and determinedly to achieve our goal. Attempt anyone drafting review of a movie. Write a blog in a proper format on environmental pollution in about 200 to 150 words with the help of the given points. Pollution due to crop burning, industries, vehicles, diseases related to pollution, suggestions. Finding it difficult to breathe. No doubt the issue of environmental pollution is a well flagged horse. However, this has to be discussed repeatedly so that people do not forget about it. I will only talk about air pollution here. It was terrifying to read about the poor air quality index in New Delhi due to crop burning by the farmers in nearby areas. New Delhi is a capital city. If they cannot control the air pollution there, what about the rest of the country? Mumbai has for long been talking about pollution due to industries located in the suburbs, burning of the plastic and other waste in the dumping grounds. There is also vehicular pollution. Can't this all be monitored, controlled? Can't the people responsible be punished? It is not difficult, I suppose, for the sarpanch of the village to find out which farmer is burning his old crops and pull him up. It is not difficult to find out the polluting industries. We have enough manpower to monitor all this and control it. But is there the will to do it, or is it still the chalta hai attitude which will lead more and more people to suffer from asthma and other respiratory diseases? Preparing an appeal. Prepare an appeal inviting the students to respond to the voters registration camp. Section 4th, Literary Genre Novel. Complete the activities given below as per the instructions. Match the following items from column A to column B. Murasaki Shikibu novella Don Quixote Rajmohan's wife. फर्स्ट का आंसर है मुरासाकी शिकुबू टेल ऑफ जिंजी नोवेला न्यू डॉन क्विक्सोट सर्वेंट्स राजमोहन्स वाइफ बंकिम चंद्र चट्टोपाध्याय. Pick out the odd element from the each group. Graham Greene. Graham Greene was an English novelist. The others are Indian writers. Second, theme. The others are aspects of the setting. Third, novella. Novella is a novel. The others are the elements of a novel. B. Activities based on the extract of novel to serve with love in about 50 words. Give the character sketch of E. R. Braithwaite. Second, describe how Miss Phillips justifies the importance of PT to Denham. Interpret the meaning of the statement. Miss Phillips is transformed into a very convincing personality. Miss Phillips is earlier considered as frilly and brainless, but she was the best informed of the three teachers on the stage. She intervened skillfully when the other two teachers were at a loss without embarrassing them. She spoke coolly, honestly, and with authority when Denham is blunt, critical, and argumentative. While discussing the PT exercises, she explains to him the reason behind these exercises, putting him in the place very coolly and pleasantly. Thus, the teacher who was considered brainless is transformed into a very convincing personality at the end. Miss Joseph and Denham are both businesslike and efficient. While allocating tasks and fit in the program, they are important officials for the function and sit in confidently beside Mr. Florian on the stage. Both address the audience with confidence. However, Denham is blunt, critical, and argumentative. While discussing the PT exercise that everyone has to do in school, he argues with Miss Phillips, but when Miss Phillips pleasantly and coolly puts him in his place, he ruefully accepts defeat. He is also courteous in his dealing with the ladies. Activities based on the extract around the world in 80 days. Elaborate the following quote in the light of Phileas Fogg's venture: quitters never win and winners never quit. Phileas Fogg knocked down Detective Fix. Fix believes that Fogg is a bank robber and follows him all over for a long time. He finally arrests him at Liverpool, believing that he was doing his duty. He refused to listen to any clarification from Fogg. However, when he comes to know that another man is responsible for the robbery, he releases Fogg and is full of regret for what he has done. Fogg knocks Fix down in anger. Fix accepts this without saying a word, feeling that he had received his just deserts. Discuss the central idea of the novel around the world in 80 days. The central idea of the given extract is how Fogg ultimately wins the bet, even though there are unexpected delays and missed trains. He had unknowingly gained a day when crossing the international date line and hence he was still in time to meet the deadline. The final statement is that love and its attainment is more important than all the challenges and money in the world. Narrate any two exciting incidents in the extract. An exciting incident was when Passepartout, on reaching the clergyman's house, discovers that it is not Sunday as they had thought but Saturday, and there was a chance that they could still win the wager. Another very exciting incident was Fox reaching the Reform Club at the last moment and winning the wager. All the twists and turns and the climax at the end keeps the reader glued to the novel right till the end. The activities based on the extract of the novel The Sign of Four describe the significance of Mary Marston's visit to the Lyceum Theatre with Holmes and Dr. Watson. Write in brief the theme of the extract of the novel The Sign of Four. Mary had received an anonymous letter asking her to be outside the Lyceum Theatre on a particular night at 7 o'clock. The letter said that it would be to Mary's advantage if she came. The letter also mentioned that she could bring two friends with her. However, she did not have any friends who could accompany her, and so she asked Holmes and Watson if they could do so. They agreed, hence, Holmes, Dr. Watson, and Mary decided to visit Lyceum Theatre. This was the first step to solving the case. Interpret the following line. Our quest does not appear to take us to very fashionable regions. These words are said by Holmes to Watson and Mary Marston when they are being driven by the coachman to some strange place. They were going through narrow streets in an unfriendly and grim neighborhood, which had dull brick rows of houses and cheap and showy public houses at the corner. Holmes mentions that this was not a very fashionable or rich neighborhood. उम्मीद है आपको हमारा वीडियो पसंद आया होगा। अगली वीडियो में दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। खुदा हाफिज़।